All right, Islam, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Islam to the Moors. What's up, y'all? It's been a minute. Wave to the Moors. Just wanted to come on here real quick because I'm actually busy as usual, and productive because there's actually a difference between being busy and productive. But it's been about a month since I've been on here. I know it's been a month because it's 77 days of elevation, right? And today is day 30, Islam. If you've been participating, congratulations. I don't know about y'all, but that month flew for me, right? So I just wanted to come on real quick, touch base with y'all, and keep encouraging and give a few updates because, I brought my notes with me. But before I begin, I wanted to show off my new book. I made a new acquisition. I'm always buying books, right? So this book is logo modernism because I love symbols, right? Like if you've ever seen the Women's Encyclopedia and the Women's Dictionary of Signs and Symbols, great. Those are two of my favorite books. And so I ordered this one called Logo Modernism, right? Saw it on Instagram, like, oh, that looks cool. It's full of symbols, right? I just want to see what's successful and why it's successful and what it's built on, right? And I thought I was getting something that looked like this, right? 6x9, or what is this? 6x9, right? I thought I was getting something like this. My son brings in the mail and he has this gigantic box. I'm like, what is this? I don't know. And he walks away and I open the box. Remember, I thought I was getting this, right? This is what came out the box. All right. It's like, is this a joke? You like my new book? It's huge. Like, I opened the box and my first reaction is, why is this so big? Why does this have to be so big? But yes, hey, it didn't disappoint. It's full of symbols. It's kind of heavy, so I'm gonna have to put that down. I can't be swinging it around. It's kind of heavy. It's tripped out. So that's my new book. I can't wait to read it. Right? The children love it because they can't believe that it's that. It's like, wow, books come this big. Hey, news to me too. Right? So, getting into the 77 days. Today is day 30, so I'm going to do a recap, right, of what I've seen and what I've done, and maybe encourage people because there's still 47 days remaining, right? 47 days is a long time to do something. How long was Jesus out in the desert? Say it with me, class. 40 days. So that's 40 days and a week, right? If you started today. Actually, it'd be 40. If you started today, it'd be 48 days. But let's not get into all that. Anyway, so we got 77 days of elevation, right? But it's coming up on 40 days remaining. So I'm gonna say 40 days of opportunity, right? Which is kind of cool because it's kind of, I don't know. This happened last year, and I think it might have happened the year before too. These, I guess, holidays that we're creating our own stuff because Moors need stuff. They keep falling around the time that Venus is retrograding. It's kind of funny, right? And Venus retrogrades, goes into the desert for guess how long? 40 days. Venus retrogrades for a cycle of 40 days. And I have it over there somewhere. I can't remember when it started this retrograde, but it just started. So it's like, wow, this is perfect. This is right in line. Let me come in and say something about that. So this is an opportunity, right? You still have time to get into the 77 days, even if you start today, because according to science, it takes 40 days to develop a habit. Like to actually have it, you have to do it for 40 days and consecutively for it to stick, which is kind of funny because that's what's 40 is 7 times 5, right? Interesting. You got a lot of science, right? So I'm just saying, you still got time to get in if you want to get in, right? And even if you have started, right? Since Venus is retrograde, and retrogrades are always times when we're supposed to reconsider in the realm of whatever that planet controls, in this case Venus. So reconsidering in the realm of Venus, I'm a reset some stuff, right? I'm gonna take this opportunity to reset my goals. Islam to all the Moors who joining in. So my 3 goals were to get more organized, to focus more on my sewing, and to finish this book. So I have to reorganize because that third one, that ain't fair. It's like, for my 77 days, I'm gonna go to work. Okay, that's cheap. So no, I'm gonna have to switch that. So I switched that out. And I'm like, okay. And this happened last year too. What's been taking my time away from I was like, of course I'm gonna work, So what else has been catching my attention? In my case, what has it been? Because I wrote my notes, because why? I respect your time. If I seem like I'm going fast, it's because it's like I have some stuff I actually want to get to. I'm actually excited to get to it. Because, yeah, for whatever reason, having something that says, hey, you can focus on whatever your heart desires, it makes me want to do that. And it's, no pressure type of thing. So anyway, so for replacing my going to work as one of my goals, I guess I should go to work. I'm swapping it for work on my books, right? In another realm. So instead of work on my books, as in, Brother Kush Day Islam to him has a book coming out. If y'all didn't know, that will be out by the end of summer. Work on my books as in get my books in order, like the financial stuff. So yeah, let me go see where the money's going and where it's coming in, so I know where to adjust accordingly. And that needs to be done because I got quite a few things going on, and it's coming up on, like they say, if it's after 3 years, you're gonna have to hire somebody to help you out, to help you sort that stuff out. So yeah, that's what I'm switching mine to. And it's also, a testament to remaining more flexible, which is kind of funny because there's my list. Says make a listing of the sheet. Oh, okay, cool. See, getting more organized. I got my phone set up to keep me reminded of my tasks. Because I'm finding time does actually equal money. All right. But maybe I'll get into that later. But anyway, sticking to my notes. So again, going back to the remaining flexible part, which is funny because right now Mercury is in Virgo, which is also one of its ruling signs. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini, right? So Mercury right now is in my 4th house, retrograde. Oh no, it's going retrograde. My fault, but it's in there right now. It's going to go retrograde in a couple of weeks. So I'm already planning because right now, this moment, we're in the shadow. So the shadow, if you don't know how retrogrades work, the shadow is where, okay, this degree that is at, we're going to say 13 degrees, right? 13 degrees of Virgo. It's at 13 degrees to Virgo, entering its shadow, right? It's going to go forward some more, right? And then it's going to retrograde back to that 13 degrees and then go forward again. And then it's going to just keep going forward. That's the shadow part, right? Where it's actually moving back and forth. So we're in the shadow right now. And so that's the time to take and be like, okay, I know this is coming up. I see the wave coming. Where do I need to prepare to surf, right? In my case, since I'm in my solar house, it's going to be in my 4th house. So I'm about to start cleaning out closets. I'm going to reconsider what I need to be holding on to by going through my closets and having that, I actually did this a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, I know I got to go through my closets because it's got something to do with my house. And I'm like, dang, look at all this stuff, all these children's clothes I've never used because I just never got around to it, or I made something else, or they outgrew it too soon. Perfect opportunity to set up a tots closet. And if you don't know what a tots closet is if you have clothes for children that they never used, or is extremely lightly used, or you take good care of your stuff and you don't want to just throw it away or donate it to the Salvation Army who gonna make a profit and not share it with you or your people. You set up a tots closet with a community, and all that stuff goes into a closet somehow, right? And then anybody who needs it can just be like, hey, can you send that to me? So that's what I'm doing with my mom. That's how I'm recoordinating? I don't know. Whatever it is when you go in another direction. Stay tuned for that. That's through Mercy Charities, MRCI Charities, the Sisters Auxiliary of the Moorish Science Temple, number 27 Soul Temple, and Califa Media. It's a lot of children in that whole thing. So we're getting together all of our stuff, and the donations from 2 Mercy Charities will be used to pay the postage to get the closets to whoever needs that stuff. And it's like right in time because school's about to start in a few weeks, right? And I've been going through my closet. I got some nice stuff. So whoever has a size 4, 5, and 6 through 7, y'all about to get hooked up if you can get to it before somebody else does. All right. So moving on. Other announcements. So yeah, went through the 77 days. It's not too late. They're still starting today. There's still 47 days remaining. which is right in line with Venus, which is retrograde in Leo right now. You know, we don't be beautifully creative, right? But it's retrograde, so you get to consider how you want to do that. And then when it goes forward, you gonna have something stuck. You have a habit that you can carry on through the rest of life, right? And hopefully it'll be of use to yourself and to your community. But yeah, other announcements. Oh, okay. Iron Chic album portfolio is now on YouTube. If you bought the album, any one of his albums 1 through 7, that's all I'm doing right now. Iron Chic 1 through 7, not like Moabite Sons and the other titled ones. But I finally got around to uploading and time stamping everything. So when you buy the digital album, you also get a link to the YouTube album that you can carry around with you if you don't want to use up your storage space and all that stuff. And you can email for the link if you already bought his stuff, or just sit tight, because I'm going to go through all the purchases and I'll be emailing them out anyway. All right, so stay tuned for that. What else? Oh, speaking of creatives, and there's my thing letting me know I have to make doc listings for all Iron Chic YouTube links. See, look at that, staying organized, right? And I use Trevor if anybody wants to use it. I highly recommend it. And since we're on the topic of creative people, right? Worthy servants, right? And now that I've covered all the stuff that I actually came here to cover, I'm gonna do a little rant. So Islam. Oh, thank you, Islam, for the great idea part. I'm gonna do a little rant on worthy servants, right? Because if you haven't heard or hadn't seen or didn't care either way, Califa Media's had some more stuff boosted. This ain't the first time. I'm guessing it won't be the last, because, you know, the world is full of talentless hacks, right? I'm not saying that this person is, but that's what I seem to encounter most of the time when I deal with this stuff. So, and then I'm like, well, this happened to me, and it's the exact same thing that happened to my grand sheep, right? Wherein, I'm just going to use myself. I designed something. It took me a whole lot of time to design it, right? And I put it out there. And then Amor said, I guess I can't, because I can't wrap my mind around how you can do something like this. Wow, look, there's something made by Amor, so I guess it belongs to all of us. I'm going to use that and go and make profit from it. And then I'll let them know after the fact. All right. I don't play that. Okay. Because, yeah, let me stick to my notes, because I know I can go all over the place and just start raging, because I have Mars in Aries, and this is also along the lines of why I reacted the way I did. I have Mars in Aries, right? So I'm a go-getter. I also have a really bad temper, right? It's shameful. I'm ashamed of it, right? I'm working on it. And then I have Venus right there in Aries, which says I make an art of violence, that kind of thing. Martial arts. Martial, Mars, arts, Venus. They're right there together in Aries, right? So I love a good fight, right? And my South Node is right there too, so I'm good at it. And right now, the North Node is sitting there right now too. So all this natal stuff, and the North Node is saying, do that. Whatever we told you to stop doing from your last life, we're getting ready to show you why you need to stop doing it, because you're going to hurt somebody because you're so proficient at it. That kind of thing. Like Mike Tyson don't need to be going around picking fights. And he's getting ready to be shown why he doesn't, because it's like, ooh, I don't want to do that to people. I didn't know I had it like that. So, and it's like, well, how is this lesson going to present itself? Because I'm not just going to go out looking for problems, right? I know it's going to show itself, because that's the North Node. We all about to learn something, right? And it's right. It's like, yup, smack dab. And then it's so funny. Again, Venus is retrograde, right? I'm a Libra rising. So Venus rules my 1st and my 7th house. So I'm like, yep, who's about to pop up that I haven't seen in a while? I'm not going to name no names. You know, you can go out there and find the information yourself, because it is out there. So this more that I haven't talked to in at least a year sends me a screenshot of something I created that he boosted and put on to his platform without my permission. I don't know if he was saying, look what I did on your behalf, or haha, look how I got you. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but I don't play that. And I'll get into why, right? First of all, you're irritating. I'm trying to be good. I'm really trying not to hurt nobody. It's like that Super Saiyan. Like, I know what I'm capable of, and I really don't want to go there. I really don't want to go there. I really don't want to go there, right? But here we go. So I click on it, and people, I don't know if it was the comments, because it was on Etsy. I don't know how Etsy works. I'm like, well, this is the listing for something that is showing a work that I created, that I didn't get permission for, and didn't even bother to ask. I probably would have said yes if you had asked, right? And I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, oh, wow, it says, what a great design. Oh, wow, I love it. It's so, where's my credit? Nowhere, right? Where's Califa Media's credit? Nowhere. Okay, maybe I'm reading this wrong, because now I'm getting hot. Again, Mars and Aries. I'm getting hot. All right. Tight. Is that how Siri say I'm getting tight? Right. So, contact the more, like, wow, that's my cover. I don't like surprise. I can't stand surprises. It's like, whoa, you want to not be my friend? Make sure we'll never get along, at least, until you do something even better. Surprise me. That kind of thing. Even though I love giving people surprises. All right, whatever. My chart is flipped, so I don't know. So again, like I said, I'm trying to remain patient, but patience isn't a strong suit of mine. Again, Mars and Aries. Mars is impulsive. Aries is impulsive. You do the math, right? And again, I'm like, okay, let me just sit still, because I see this as a test, as a lesson or whatever. And again, it's exactly the same thing my Grand Sheik went through. How did he deal with this? Let me think. So he got in touch with the brother, or whoever. I don't know if it was a brother or sister. He showed patience. He showed understanding, and he showed forgiveness, right? He went and reached out to his brother and said, what's this? This is something, you just took my stuff. What's going on? And the guy was like, oh, my bad. I just thought it was cool and put it on a t-shirt and start selling it. And I'm just like, dude, you knew you didn't make that. That was my thing. It's like, that's not okay. What makes you think that's okay? Right? And then, they talked about it, and the Grand Sheik ended up with a t-shirt. Good for you. So now I'm like, well, I don't know if I would have handled it that way. And now I find out, no, I wouldn't have handled it that way. So let me tell you how I handled it, right? So he showed patience, understanding, and forgiveness. I decided to show patience, understanding, and excusal. All right. Because that forgiveness word, I did contract administration for a property management company for 4 years. And forgiveness means we're going to act like it never happened. That's how you set yourself up for it happening again, in my opinion. Right. So I will excuse you. Right. I'm not going to hold it against you, but I'm not going to act like it's not going to happen. And yes, I will be keeping an eye on you, if I even let you in my sphere anymore. Right. And my thing is, I don't want to have to be thinking about stuff. I got enough on my mind. Ostracized. Go over there. Go do that over there, because now I know what you're capable of. I don't understand it, because I would never do that. And if I did do that, this is exactly what I expect to happen to me. All right. So I'm giving you what I would expect to happen to me. You show people how to treat you, right? So I patiently researched how to submit a copyright infringement, because you didn't even ask me. And like I put in the post, one, you didn't ask me, and two, you don't know me like that. I haven't talked to you in how long? And then when I was talking, I don't know you except online, right? And if you did know me well enough, you would have known to just ask. How many Moors are out there? I wish some Moors would reply that ask me, can I use your stuff? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Right? But you didn't even bother to ask. So I researched. I wrote it down because it was good. I'm like, I was so mad. I'm like, I better not just put this improv, because I might start swearing and stuff. So I patiently researched how to submit a copyright infringement on Etsy after understanding that showing my booster the consequences of liberating my work while making an example of him for doing that is fair. It's fair and it's just, right? Because you getting the same consideration and notice that you gave me. Right? You did what you felt like doing. Hey, that means I get to do what I feel like doing. Right? So you get the same notice I did, which was none. I don't care who you are, because some more actually did say, well, I know this brother. I know him too. I don't care. I don't care. Right? There's no more to say to that. I just don't care. And now that infringement has been verified and handled, the offending party is excused. Patience, understanding, and excusal, not forgiveness. right? Because now I know what you're capable of. I'm not saying that's a bad person or whatever, but it's just like, wow, I don't understand that because I would never, right? It's called being considerate. It's called having respect. Would you do that to a stranger, right? And I'm starting to see this. Moors have a bad habit of this stuff, right? Oh, I see a Moor did that, so that's ours. Is it? Really? Well, let's consider that, you know. Some Moors mistakenly believe in applying we and our to stuff that they didn't contribute to. That's the tripped out part, right? Ideas are free. I saw somebody tell me everything in the world is supposed to be free. Even ideas are free. Yeah, manifestation is not. That takes blood, sweat, tears, and a lot of lost times with loved ones, right? Which is why people are like, why are you reacting the way you did? If you knew what the work on prophecy. Okay, let me hurry up and get off of this because this thing is telling me I got work to do, right? So, manifestation is not free. Did we? Because more is just like it's our stuff. No, it's not, right? It's like, did we spend 3 days cumulative, not consecutive? I mean, 73 hours over the span of some weeks because I have 4 children to take care of and a house. And I was doing some other stuff. Did we work on that, right? Did we have to set aside fun and family time to do that, right? Did we have to learn how to make that effect that's on that shirt? Because I'm like, man, that shirt, everybody was like, dang, it's about time it's a t-shirt. Didn't even occur to me. I probably would have been right on board with you like, wow, it never occurred to me to make it into a t-shirt because I know how much work went into that mess, you know, or that masterpiece. So did we have to learn how to do that process to make it look like that from scratch with no guidance? Did we have to do that, right? Oh my God. Then we do not get to decide that we gonna arbitrarily do what we feel like doing with somebody else's work. The only person that gets to do that is, or people, are the people who contributed to that. Is that fair? Is that reasonable? Is that respectful? Right? And I had a wonderful conversation with Amor. I hope he sees this later, where he kind of needed a push to do what he knew he had to do. It's drama. I'm a Leo moon. I don't like being in drama. I love watching it though, right? So yeah, and I'm just like, it kind of worked out kind of funny. If he's watching this, yeah, I'm talking about you. How the issue took care of itself. It was hilarious, right? Somebody shot themselves in both feet. And he was like, and my thing was, I told him, if it had been me, I would have just said something in the first place. Because as the older I get, the less I care what people think about me. It's extremely liberating, right? Not to be mean. I'm very respectful. I'm very cordial, right? Because you show people how to treat you. But I know what I would expect if you treated me a certain way. So I'm going to give that to you, right? Which is why I'm very respectful and very cordial. Because I don't want what I have to give. That kind of thing, right? So that being said, I don't have nothing against this brother. I think he's a good brother. I don't like how he went about what he did. Cause Cujo said it. He knows these books are my babies. You took my child somewhere and then let me know after the fact. All right. So that being the case, you know, I'm gonna have to react to sir. I'm gonna react. I'm probably not gonna respond. I'm gonna react because yes, I feel that the right to be unreasonable in this situation. But yeah, that being said, that's all I got to say about that. Moors, be respectful. You know, if you see something that you think is fire, let the person find do due diligence. You know, Google Lens, you can find it because whoever created it, if you found it online, it's somewhere online, right? Google Lens, and then let the person know, like, hey, this is hot, blah blah blah. Can I? And they'll be like, please do, yes. You know, oh no, I'm gonna take your stuff, I'm gonna pimp you and then let you know. Yeah, that's how I'm taking it. So don't do that. All right. And with that, Moors, it's like 47 days left in the 77 days of elevation. Please don't forget to vote for a temple. Do not assume that your temple is just going to get something. It might. No. If you didn't vote, then I don't know that you think that temple is great. It's no catch. I think people think that there's a catch. There's no catch. You can donate at the bottom if you want. We're actually raising money to donate legit banners to sincere temples. Because I figure if somebody's voting for you, you must be doing something right for somebody to tell the world. So we could make you a banner to tell the world. And then, you know, we get enough people. We gonna have enough people to show up for a parade. Oh, let me stop talking. And with that, Moors, Islam, I ain't got nothing else, you know. Hit up Mercy Charities, you know. Join the temple. Look at my giant book one last time. Man, yeah, I feel like I got pranked. This thing, man, whatever. All right, but yeah. With that, yeah, let me get to work. My phone is saying get to work. Islam, Moors. Y'all be cool. Peace and love. Bye-bye.